Hi everyone, Aiden here with etrailer. Today we're taking a look at the Kuat Piston Pro 2 bike rack here on our 2019 Ford Ranger. That's going to be a platform style rack and a very premium one at that. This one's going to hold the bike in the trays and by our tires. That's going to mean zero frame contact on our bike, making it good for carbon frame and alternative frame bikes. And with a 67-pound weight capacity per bike, it's going to be good for some e-bikes too, and even some slightly heavier ones compared to the typical standard 60-pound weight capacity. Now this one has a lot of really nice features. Some things right off the bat that you're probably going to notice are the integrated taillights. This plugs into 4-pole wiring if you've got it on your Ranger. If not, you can pick up a kit here at etrailer to add that to your Ranger. And it's going to give you your normal taillight functions, brake lights, turn signals, running lights, so you remain very visible even at the back of the bike rack if you're driving around at night. The other thing you have here is the ability to tilt away with the bikes loaded. Now I will say that it sits very close to the Ranger here, so we don't have enough room to fully open our tailgate. In fact, it's going to hit the bike pedal pretty quickly. It's not entirely lost though, because tilting away still does give you a lot more room to step in here or step up if you need to get into the bed for something. Just know that you're not going to get full use of the tailgate with this and the hitch. Lifting this back up, it'll just click into place. And then we know it's safe to drive. There's an integrated spot right in the middle where we can add our cable lock. It's not integrated into the bike rack, but it's a really nice cable lock and can secure the bike to the rack right here at a pretty easy to reach point. Now the standout thing about the piston is the pistons. These arms just open up on their own with a push of a button, so it's really easy to load and unload, and it's pretty fun to use too. So I'll get a hand on the bike, press our buttons. Now I've got them run down pretty tight, so they might bind up on the tread of the tire, but overall not too bad. And with those open, you can just lift the bike up and away. I will point out that they don't open up quite as much as I would maybe like them to. So for our longer wheelbase mountain bike here, I do have to kind of weave it out. But overall, it's still a lot easier than it would be with something that has a center mast. And if you do need more room, you can always just push the arm out a little bit further or all the way down if you want to use the optional ramp attachment. Now, then you can just push this all down to fold it up, and we can take this opportunity to get some measurements. The first thing we want to check out is our ground clearance. It's going to have a really good rise in the shank, giving us 27¼ inches of ground clearance at the back end. That's going to be more than enough for really any application, I think. I don't think you have to worry about bottoming out with the bike rack. Our overall distance added to the back, like I said, it does remain pretty compact. So it's only sticking out 25 inches from the back point of the vehicle, which is really impressive. You can save some of that space though if you want to leave this in the hitch between rides and bikes are unloaded. You can come to that same pedal near the front tray that we use to tilt it and fold the whole rack upright. That's going to condense things quite a bit. Now only sticking out about 11 inches. Way more compact. I will point out that it comes very close to the bumper though. At the closest point being the bottom here near our license plate, it's going to be probably less than an inch. I can get my pointer finger in there pretty comfortably, and the rack is very solid, so I'm not worried about vehicle contact, but it is something to be aware of with it sitting so close. Some other things to point out is that it doesn't fully block your backup camera right here, but it is going to be very visible and probably be a little bit in the way. And then our license plate is mostly blocked by the bike rack. So if you live in an area where that needs to be visible, just be aware of that as well. Now, for our anti-rattle, it's going to be built right into the rack. It's not tool-free, but the tool does store right here on the bike rack. It locks up whenever you're not around, so no one can take it or mess with your bike. And that's going to tighten it down, keep things nice and solid in the hitch, so there's no shake or play at the back. Then towards the hitch, it's going to be working with our 2" by 2" receiver tube, and the hitch pin that it comes with is locking. And then right here you can see the wiring just plugs right into the bike rack and into the 4-pole on our vehicle to give us those lighting functions that are visible even when the bike rack's folded up. And one other thing to point out is that all the locks on this are key to like, so everything's under one system. And overall, the Piston's a very high-end bike rack. It offers a lot of really unique features that I think work well with the Ranger, and personally, I like how compact it is. It might not be super favorable for some people if they want a little more space between their vehicle and the bike rack, but I like how out of the way it is, and I think it fits really well on the Ranger. Thanks for watching.